I'm Real Genetic Demon, and this is What's in the Tape, Season 12, Volume 6. And this week we have another two from Mellabell. You'll see them in the comments. And I've got another two C15s, I think, here. We've got, one's a bit of a mystery, actually, because it just says Mirrorsoft. That could be anything. That could be, what's it called? Dynamite Dan. That could be, there's a few other games. I can only think of the Dynamite Dan at the moment, but there could be a few games, because Mirrorsoft do a number of things. So we've got Mirrorsoft on there. This one's a pretty obvious one. This is the old Space Raiders. That's a Space Invaders clone, and I quite like that one. So I thought I'd give that one a go. So we will. We've got that one, and then I thought I'd treat myself because I do like Green Beret. It's one of my faves, so it's a great arcade conversion, better than the arcade itself. So we got that one, and then we've got two others actually. They're not. I don't think both of them arcade conversions, but we've got Mikey and Ping Pong. Ping Pong's kind of missed out quite a lot, or people forget about Ping Pong. But this is a Konami game, or certainly I think it was an arcade conversion. I'm not entirely sure, but I thought we'd give those a go, and that would keep us going for this episode. Anyway, without further ado, I'm gonna put that one, because I don't know what it is, into a tape drive.
Right, the tape is in the drive and we're ready to go, so we'll go down to the old basic. I do sound a bit rough at the moment, but it's not actually because of any particular reason. I think I'm just a bit dry. I had a long night's sleep last night, which was quite good for me, to be honest with you, even though I had a busy night. I went to an awards ceremony for a charity, and it was a local charity that basically gets kids out playing football and adults with with various sort of problems, you know, from drugs to other things. And basically, it was an extremely moving show, and I was completely sober, even though there was a meal and alcohol was flowing. I was completely sober because I had a suit malfunction. Basically, I had a suit. I thought I had a complete suit, because I needed a suit for this event. I thought I had a complete suit, and it turns out I didn't actually have a complete suit. I had a suit that was an actual suit that I could fit, and suit trousers I had from when I was like 24, which meant they were extremely tight. So because I had this suit malfunction, I was very worried that I was going to pop out of my pants at any point in time. So I thought, well, I better drive, because I don't fancy walking or getting a taxi or whatever else is. I want to have that opportunity. If I leap from my trousers, I want to be able to go home when I want to, if that makes sense. So it was extremely well presented. It was extremely well done. It was a really nice event, to be honest with you. And if you know me on personally, that is on Facebook, you'll have seen some of the pictures. It was quite good fun, to be honest with you. So and it was really nice, and it was really nice. It was all about sort of inclusion of children and adults, young adults with learning disabilities and other things. I was quite moved, actually. I really was. So I thought I'd tell you about it anyway. So that's why I'm sounding a bit dry, realistically, because it was a long night, I think, and I did a lot of talking, a lot of loud talking. So that's the reason why you've got somebody with a bit of a dry throat today, a little bit husky, sexy husky. You know, that one sexy husky, the blue eyes and the white face, that kind of thing, yeah. Mirrorsoft, you see, now I didn't realise it were going to be Some Invaders. I like this game. This has appeared, I think, before. I've quite liked Some Invaders, or it's appeared because I picked it off the shelf and forced you to watch me playing it. So it's quite good. It's actually loaded. That's a good start. I'm going to quick sip of coffee to try and dry to get the dryness away. Hang on a second. Oh, that's a nice hot cup of coffee. What's it gone with? I don't know what it's selected. I'm going one player. I think we're adding up. Very easy. Let's go with 3. Or should we go for adults only at 5? Adults only. This is the adult version. The Some Invaders are slightly sexier. Let's go with the slightly sexier Some Invaders. I think you have to add them up. So 5. That's 16. There we go. It blows them up. So you have to add them up together to get them to work. So 29 plus that is 30, 40, 41. No, 42, wasn't it? Was it 40, 41? Oh, God. I was 50. It's the adult version. It's really hard. My brain's not working. For the 79? Yeah, I was 41. I was right. 41. The 79. 27 plus... no, 60, 63. Got it. God, this is hard for my brain early this morning. 8 plus whatever else it is 84. 4. 86. It's 86. My brain hurts. It's too early. 16 to 16, 32. Can do that one. Once they've all filled the bottom, that's just lost. I always like this game, actually. I always like these ones. I have a thing about sort of educational things. I quite like them because I think they made a real effort back in the day. I know that there's like modern day equivalents of educational programs, and always has been. But I always think that they made quite an effort with the styling of them to try and make them attractive and entertaining. See, I would have played this as a kid. I would quite happily loaded this up and stuck that on, and I can't. Well, my brain's gone broken. What is it? 75. There we go. I'd have quite happily played this as a kid. I'd quite happily play it as an adult as well, even though my brain's not in good working order this morning. So, got that one. But I just like the styling of it. I mean, I also like the factory. I'm hoping that the robot factory's on this, actually, just after we've done this one. 20, 70, 70, 78, 79. Oh, last one. That's it. It's all over. I think I've lost 5 lives. And the aliens fly up the screen. I quite like it, though. Don't you like it? They've got an invasion now. They get bigger and they invade the Earth. This huge robot, whatever else it is. Stop or choose again. 0. Should we do subtraction? Should we do 1? And let's do the adult game again. Because I'm not going to last long with this. 15 off there. No, got it wrong. No idea. Brain wasn't working there. 30? 20? 30. I did type 30. Could have sworn I typed 30 there. I said it before it hit the ground. That was right. 16. Yeah, got that one. Yeah, quite kind of good, isn't it? I think it's good anyway. This is my thing with educational games. I do like picking up educational games as a result. 32. Should know that because 48k plus 16, you see. That one has got me brain 38. 95 plus. Oh God, I'm not processing very well. I've just got out of bed, to be honest with you, as well. I've rolled out of bed. I've started recording the intro sequence. I've got one left here. 84 plus 60, 34. I've just got to start processing this in my head. Do you know I'm doing worse here than I did on the previous game. 22 off that is 14. That should be 54. That's easy enough. Can do that one. 91. Oh God. 60. Oh no, it's not 60. It would be less than 60. 55. That was what it was. Oh well, it was good. There they go. They're going to invade now. I love the way they just walk off there. Just slide off the screen to invade the world. Let's see what else is on here. It says Mirrorsoft. We've got quite a fair amount of tape left there, actually. So let's give that a little whirl there and see what else we've got on here. See if there's anything else on here. As I said before in the intro, these are all courtesy of Mel the Bell. He's pretty much sponsored the entire season. It doesn't get very much for him, to be honest with you, other than the fact that his name gets mentioned quite a lot. But he has sponsored the entire season of What's on the Tape. Certainly this 12th season. We need a little picture of him in the bottom corner, don't we? A little picture of him popping up going, ooh, ooh. Or whatever Mel does. What do you do, Mel? What would you pop up on the corner of the screen with? Something more punk, I think, to be honest with you. Anyway. This is Robot Tables. I have played this one before as well. I quite like this one, Robot Tables. This is isn't it funny? I'm looking at the bottom of there, and it's the Mirror Group newspapers. I mean, that is that group of papers that basically is the Mirror. And it's funny how in the 80s, kind of people didn't think that software or computer stuff was going anywhere. It's the old W.H. Smith story, about the fact that they went, well, nobody will want computer games. It's not, they're hit and miss thing. We'll never want to play computer games, and then they became massive, if that makes sense. And you had companies like Mirrorsoft in there, or Mirror, the Mirror Group, newspaper group. Wasn't that owned by, who was that fella who owned it? Was he the one who fell off the boat? And I can't remember his name. My wife just shouted Robert Maxwell. Did he own that? Was that the guy? I think he fell off a boat. Anyway, that's terrible. Some trivia from me. But anyway, I think he did. I think he did. Anyway, either way. So you got the Mirror Group there. You had BT in British Telecom in the Firebird range of games in there as well. I mean, seriously, BT. I mean, they're a billion pound company anyway, as they stand. But they could have been a $1 trillion company if they'd probably stuck in with the games or the big games publishing. I suspect that would have been the case. It's really weird, isn't it? Because these kind of companies were involved in this at that particular point in time. I mean, take Jarrell. They still exist, I believe, but in a different form altogether. And Jarrell created some fantastic games. Can you imagine if they'd stuck with the games element of it? First off, the United Kingdom would have been an absolute powerhouse. I mean, it still is a powerhouse because of this history, but an absolute powerhouse of gaming excellence. Everything that was game related would have been in the United Kingdom without a doubt. I'm just checking the tape to see if there's anything left on there. And there might be. We'll see if there is any more. Right. Fast testing, learning. Right. Okay. I'm going with slow because I'm feeling slow today. So, oh my god, the times tables. Oh. I don't think I can manage much more. I'm going to go with number 2. I'm going with it very easy here. Right, okay. Oh, so show me the 2 times table. Here we go. This is the 2 times table. We can do that. But isn't it funny? Those companies could have been... I mean, not that they are... Some of them are powerhouses, but Jarrell itself is a much smaller company than it was originally, and but they could have been so much bigger, and they created some of some fantastic games from some sort of or certainly published them. Certainly, Saboteur and other things were there. Turbo Esprit, all those kind of things. They were brilliant, realistically. So it's 2 times table, 2 times 1, 2. Did I get that right? Equals 2. Did I type 2? If I didn't type 2 correctly, we've got a wonky robot. I didn't push the 2 at the right place. Two times 4. 4. Press the 4 button there. Oh, right. I think I have to push a button to say it's right. Ah, right. I forgot. You've got to push a button when it's wrong. So the number coming into the pot that's going down to drop there. Oh, no, it's wrong. What have I done wrong here? What am I doing wrong here? 3 times 2 is 6. What am I doing wrong here? This will teach me not to read instructions in the morning. All my robots are broken. That's the right number, it's 8. What am I doing? Enter, space. We're accepting this robot. It's right. I love the way they... The number coming across... 10. Right. I've typed 10. I don't know what's going on. This is going to teach me not to read the instructions. Right, Right, I'm sick of watching Broken Robots. Let's carry on. Let's see what else is on this tape. I'm sick of it. See what watching Broken Robots. We'll do that. They're hardly going to be up for being our robot overlords, are they? They're definitely not going to be our robot overlords with that state of affairs. Anyway, let's see if there's anything else on this tape. It sounds pretty empty. So we've got Space Raiders on the other side. Oh, there was something else on the tape, but obviously it's been recorded over. Yeah, it was. But I think there's not a lot of tape left. No, not a lot of tape left, to be honest with you. Let's go on the other side. So let's load the Space Raiders. The Space Raiders. Reminds me of crisps, because there was some Space Raider crisps. Remember Space Raider crisps? They still make them, don't they? But instead of being like 5p worth like they were back in the day, they're like 25p now, or 15p. Oh, no, I don't think they'll be 15p. By next year, they'll be 50p per packet, and you'll get 3 in it, because of, obviously, the delivery of these things is just not going to happen. Oh, don't be naughty with Space Raiders. You've been really nice to those first side of the tape. Just behave yourself. Space Raiders is going to load. Oh, coffee. It's like a little dull, what's it called in that? Don't be so awkward. Right, I'm going to put it in the other tape deck and we'll give it a try. Thankfully, I've got a copy of Space Raiders. Very handy, actually. He says, looking behind him, I definitely do have a copy of Space Raiders. I always quite fancy Space Raiders back in the day, but was it one more of the expensive ones? I don't think it was ever a budget title as such. I think it was one of the more expensive ones because it had the Sinclair brand on it. And as a result, I couldn't really afford it. I couldn't get it with my pocket money, or I wasn't prepared to wait a few weeks to generate enough cash to buy Space Raiders. It wasn't until later life that I actually got it. I don't think I even got a special copy of it back in the day. You know, one of those little naughty ones on one of these tapes like we've got right now. I don't remember getting one, actually. Kind of missed out on Space Raiders. And I mean, well, I've played it since. I mean, and I like Space Raiders. I think it's really good. I think it's a really good clone of the whole thing. It was one of the early games I did try. Clone of the Space Invaders, of course. You know, I do think it's a rather good clone. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I rather quite like it. No, I think there's just something. There's something on that that's not. It doesn't like. Let's go. Let's find the original Space Raiders. You just stay there. Hang on. It's not far away. This one. I can actually reach it while you're sitting there. Right, you just stay sitting there. Here we go. Sorry for sniffing. Let's go for this. Let's hope this one loads. Funnily enough, it's one of these games that I've a couple of copies of, and I don't know why. I think it's because I missed out on it back in the day, so as a result, I collected another couple of copies of it. As I say, not sure why, because I don't need to, but I did. Let's see. Yeah, Sinclair brand on the front of it. Sort of Space Invaders, very nicely sort of laid out on the top of it. Little UFO at the top. 16K game. 16K or 48 if you want at a 48 at the time. How well did the 16K sell? Because I know that you could easily upgrade it to the 48K. Well, I say easily. You have to have a little bit of knowledge of adding RAM chips to things. But how well did it sell? I mean, do you have a 16K? We went straight to 48K when we first got our Spectrum. It wasn't the 16K that we went to. It was the 48K Specky. That was our thing, if that makes sense. That's what we went. You know, simply I think really driven by the fact that the BBC had 32K. So, obviously, you kind of wanted to beat the BBC, but it wasn't quite as high as the Commodore, which was extremely expensive back in the day. Same as the BBC. BBC was an expensive machine. It really was. It wasn't a cheap machine, but it was. Yeah, it was. I think it was that driven by that sort of. Well, we might as well get the 48K because we did it. I mean, it's a funny number as well, 48K. It really is. Honestly, it's a very odd number considering everything else was either 32 or 64, and then it went to 128. And you go, I mean, Sir Clive should have confused the hell out of us by doing not 128K. I mean, I'm not sure whether or not he could have done 8 bits anything else, sort of wherever else it is along the way. But he could have confused the hell out of us by literally going with, you know, I'm trying to think of what number we can add to let's see, maths and me today. He could have done 146k, and that would have added another 16k, and just confused us all. 146k. I'm not sure you could do, actually, to be honest with you. I think there's a limit to the amount that you can do with the Spectrum. So here we go. I do like Space Invaders. This is a good one because it allows you to make a little hole in the top of the bases. This is what we used to do. It's the old tactic to sort of shoot through to get the aliens as you went along. There we go. Stop that tape us around it there. There we go. But yeah, he could have done a 46k. Yeah, because I had 16k to it, doesn't it? That's the one. I would have confused all of us. This is a very good version, by the way, of Space Invaders. I mean, it's obviously slightly changed to not be Space Invaders, but it is clearly Space Invaders. Get it? Oh, did I get it? I don't know if I got that one. Yeah, this is a good version. This has got a good feel to it, and it works well. Spectrum should have been able to copy all of those. I mean, let's be honest, 8-bit computers should have been able to pretty much copy the very early arcade games. So the end of the 70s, early 80s, easily. They should have been able to mirror that technology. Yay! Got them all. Should have easily been able to mirror that technology. Oh, I've got a new life and then died. 1,000 points to get a life. There we go, shoot you. Oh, there we go, 100 points. Didn't get one previously, got one now. What a great game. At least I'm wearing pants that fit today, though. We're okay. We now got pants that fit on. That's nice. Oh, got shot. Didn't see that bullet come down. You're quite a wide spacecraft in this. I quite like that, though, that you're quite wide. Okay, let's get this one. Let's see if we can get... That's good. We're close. There we go. Got another screen. Done it. I think I got another life out of that as well. This is a good high score challenge type game, isn't it? Because it's actually a very playable version of Space Invaders, or a very good version of Space Invaders. It's very playable indeed. We could get a good high score challenge going on this one. Oh! I'm at 2,000, whatever else it is. It was one of the early games I saw. Do you know what? I can understand now why it was never a budget title, because it's actually a quality piece of coding, to be honest with you. It's a lovely piece of coding, in fact. Extremely slick, very very smooth. The gameplay is good. I can see why they would be reluctant to make it a budget title or reduce it. Oh, got me. 3,140. Well, you can all try and beat that. There's your challenge for the weekend. See if you can beat my score there. Put it in the comments below. I'm sure you can all just stick it in the comments below anyway and just tell me lies, but sweet little lies. Yeah. Well, you could do that. You could try that. That's a good one, actually. We should do something like that. I'm sure somebody's done an arcade challenge somewhere with that kind of thing, or a Spectrum challenge. Let's get on to the next tape. This is this again is one of the games that I think is a better a better sort of conversion than the arcade game itself. So it's a conversion of an arcade game. This is Green Beret. I always say this one is better than the arcade. It's like Renegade. Renegade is better than the arcade, without a doubt, without a shadow of doubt. These things are so much. It's like they took what was good, and this is why I'm saying they could have easily taken quite a lot of the 8-bit arcade games, because some of those were 8-bit, they weren't 16-bit machines, and they were custom built boards with whatever else is. And this is one of those games that when I remember getting this, and I was very keen to get this, and I got this for $7.90. It was either $7.99 or $7.95. Can't remember exactly. It was a birthday gift, I remember, or certainly I had money that I had to spend, so I had a bit of cash in my pocket. And back in the day, I was really. I mean, we didn't have the abundance of game we've got like nowadays. So couldn't go on Steam, say, and buy 39p games, like hundreds of them, or AAA titles for like a 50p, because that's what they do on there. We didn't have that kind of abundance, so we had to go down and we had to very carefully scour the shelves for games that we wanted. Now, I always like the double jewel boxes, the double cases, the Spectrum boxes. I love those. I never had enough of them, and I always felt that they were the one I aspired to. So not the little single cases, but the big cases. Those were a sign of quality. They were a sign of the money and prestige and all those other things that you kind of build into your head when you're that kind of age. And Green Beret was there with that sort of yellow box and the Konami sort of title on there, and it was one of those games that I was like, yeah, I don't. And I can't remember what it was. I think there was a couple of selections there, but I went with Green Beret, and I was like, I'm going to go with Green Beret. And I probably hadn't read a review at that point in time, and I loaded it up, and there he is shooting his M60. There he is pumping out them things. I didn't even know at that point in time that, of course, Green Beret was a change of title. They changed the title from Rush and Attack. It's called Rush and Attack. So it was Russian Attack, so it was very political, very very Cold War-y, if that makes sense, from the arcade to Green Beret. So I didn't even know that either. I wasn't completely oblivious to that as a kid. And as I say, it took a long time on those shelves, sort of scouring the shelves to find that perfect double jewel box that I wanted. I think I even looked at, and I think it stands to reason in my head, and I don't know whether it was actually available at the time, but certainly, because this is a fairly new out, certainly I remember scouring the shelves and looking and going, look, there's head over heels and on that shelf as well, and looking at that. I also remember, sort of having to wear an anorak and hood. No, I'm only kidding. But yeah, do you remember the game with Adrian Edmondson, How to Be I should say, he wrote a book, didn't he? He did a book called How to Be a Complete Bastard. And there was a lot of things like that. It's like the Wally books as well at the same time. How to Be a Complete Wally and all this kind of stuff. There's all these sort of weird and wonderful sort of Viz style satirical humour and all this kind of stuff. Don't take it with a pinch of salt humour. And there was How to Be a Complete Bastard, which became a board game as well as became a computer game. And I remember going to buy that, and I thought I was going to get stopped. Where you're just a kid. I wasn't that old when it came out, to be honest. I was also old enough, if that makes sense, when it came out. And I went to buy that one, and obviously they got the rude word on the front of it. How to Be a Complete Bastard, the game. It was. I remember buying that and thinking they're gonna stop me. But well, there was no age restriction on it, so of course they weren't gonna stop me. The only games that you ever got stopped for as a kid, if you wanted to buy them, was. Do you remember the? I think it was CRL did. Yeah, I want to say CRL. What CRL did. The Frankenstein and Dracula games, and they both had I think one of them had an 18, didn't it? And I think one had a 15, and you had to be old enough to buy these games. And they were literally text adventures with a bit of graphical violence in them, and the violence wasn't even that high, if that makes sense. It wasn't like mega violence. It was just a bit of blood occasionally in the whole thing. I remember seeing it in the shop. This is the funny thing. The shop had like Spectrums and things like that, and they loaded it up and put it on in the shop. This violent violent 18 game, and all we did was move down the alleyway where you got killed, you know, sort of straight away in was it Wolfman, Wolf as well? They had like Wolfman or something similar. It was ridiculous, realistically. It was a strange sort of thing, but anyway. Right, quick sip of coffee before we go on to playing this one, because this is a cracker, this one. This is it's a beast of a Spectrum game. I love this one. It's a good one. I'm rubbish at it, though. I really am rubbish. So, but on the complete bastard front, before I do this coffee, I've got to say thank you to my friend Andre, because Andre actually sent me a copy of it, sort of free of charge, and I'm delighted to add it to my collection. It was brilliant. I was like, yay, got it back in my collection. It's a game I should play for the channel. I haven't played, but anyway, let's drink the coffee. Hang on. Oh, lovely. Right, number 1 for keyboard. Okay, we need up, down, left, right, stab, shoot. What's shoot gonna be? Shoot is to shoot the special weapon you get. I'll put it in Z. Are you happy? Yes. Okay, stab to start. Now you got to rescue these 4 hostages, and basically when you finish the game, it goes around again. So that's the aim of the game. I just love the way these guys explode into. That's just the most devastating weapon in the world, by the way. Oh, damn, I jumped onto the ladder. See, this is my problem. Most devastating weapon in the world is obviously the knife. Now, I've got the flamethrower. You see, I shot that across there. There we go. I just love the way that this knife is just so brilliant, and it just rips them apart. I'm rubbish at it. Oh, I'm rubbish at it. I always get to this point. I'm really, really blooming rubbish. There's a guy with a mortar here, which is really annoying. I'm right in his fire. I don't think this has what you would call traditional bosses in it. It's basically just a volume of things. And why did I jump there? What an idiot I am. Game over. I'm going to have another go because it's blooming brilliant. It just plays really well. It's really tough, though. That's the thing. Moving on spawns a screen. I think makes a screen move on with people coming at you. So that's a special guy. He has a little special helmet. And I've picked up a flamethrower. I think it's a machine gun or something later. Oh my god, I managed that. Down the ladder. Oh, I managed to kill him and then got with the flamethrower and got myself. Ag! I'd like to get to the end of level 1. That would be like nice. I'm so rubbish. But the graphics are flipping fantastic. They're much better than the arcade ones in my mind. I know they're the monochrome, but what you've got to look at is the quality and the resolution. The resolution is just so much better on the Spectrum for it. In fact, it's much better than, and as far as I'm concerned, on any other version that you can get of the whole thing. Oh God, that's me pushing buttons there, moving around. Come on, we got another life? Yes. So we're up to the missile launchers. I could never get really much further past the first level. And that was back in the day when I'm practicing regularly. Have some of that. Okay, I'm concentrating. Come on. There we are. There's flying Russians attacking me there. Oh God. Now a truck arrives with a whole bunch of people on board, and so I've got to wait for them. I'm going to wait until they get right here. Kill a whole load of them that way. There, that's the way. Come on. Any more? Did it! I'm on the harbour! That's amazing. That's been a long time since I've made the harbour. I think there's only 5 levels, but somebody will confirm that in the comments, I'm sure. I'm sure there's only 5. Oh damn you! That man with the thing got me. Well, we got to see the harbour anyway. Let's flip this tape over. I'm gonna see if there's anything else on it. Actually, to be honest with you, let's do a sneaky and see if there's anything else that's exciting. Let's do that. There we go. Not sure there will be, but it's worth a try. I really enjoyed that. That is better, by the way, definitely better than the arcade version, and I'll stick by that. I stick by that when it comes to with Renegade as well. Renegade was most definitely better on the ZX Spectrum than it was on the arcade. Most definitely, simply because one of the big mechanics as well. The graphics I don't think it was as good as the arcade graphics were not as good as the Spectrum again, even though they're full color. But also, I'm going to swap that over now, by the way. But also, I think that from my point of view, the Renegade, the original one on the arcade, has a weird left-right dynamic when it comes to attack. So on the Spectrum, you only have one button that does basically your punches, your kicks, and your rear kick, and you have to push them in certain directions to do things. On the arcade, they had a button that basically was attack to your left or attack to your right, and because of that, you had this sort of, I don't know, it didn't feel a very fluid control. We did play it in the Arcade Challenge a while back, and I really hate it. It's a really crappy way of doing it. It should have just been one button for all your attacks, but basically if you push backwards and fire, or back the opposite direction you're facing and fire, it should have done the back kick. That's how it should have worked, and that's all they were trying to cover. But they couldn't work out how to do that. It seems, the developers of the original game, they couldn't actually get that working in their heads, which is really weird. I'm very sniffly. I'm very sorry. I'm hoping I'm sounding a bit better now by talking to you for a while. So, but we're getting there, as they say, with it. So, waking up more. I tell you what, though, I actually had about 9 hours worth of sleep. I was home quite early as well, to be honest with you. It was a very early do, though. I don't think I've ever been to a do that started at 6 o'clock at night. Quite literally, I had to race home from work. Oh, that's not going to load. I had to race home from work to get ready for the whole thing. That's most definitely not going to work. And let's see. Can I see a copy of Mikey close by? I know I've got it somewhere. Where's Mikey? Looking at my hit squads, I don't have many hit squads. And if you've not noticed on eBay, there are blooming loads of hit squads at the moment. Lots and lots and lots and lots of hit squads. Mikey. I don't even know what number it is. I'm looking. Nope, no idea. Absolutely no idea. I don't think. If I've got it on the hit squad, not got it on the shelf. Not that I need it on the hit squad, to be honest with you. I've got the original Konami style box for it. Right, I'm gonna stop this because it's not probably that's definitely it's already crashed itself out. Let's see if we can pop it in the other tape drive and see if we can get to load from there. And then and if not, we'll go with the old PlayZX as our option for the whole thing. Just rewind that quickly. Reset the Spectrum at the same time. Give that a good reset. There we go, Spectrum. You have a reset. Right. Okay. Pop this into the drive. Bit hit and miss there with the loading. Get back in front of the microphone. Back in front of the microphone, you. Right. Let's go. Loaded it. Surprised they had space for another game on this tape. It says they've got ping pong on here as well. Ping pong, all right? Ping pong or table tennis. Table tennis is I'm just listening to that load there. Are you loading? Oh, there we go. I was about to stop that there. I don't like that. Let's change the tone a little bit on it. See whether or not that works. See if that works. No, right, okay. PlayZX. We'll not mess around too much today. What was I going to say? I can't remember now. Oh, table tennis. Yes, I was talking about table tennis. Right, yes, I remember now. I've literally forgotten from changing over from one thing to another. Yes, table tennis. So table tennis and Rockstar, the game, or Rockstar, the company. Do you remember table tennis? They created it for the Xbox 360 and I think the PlayStation 3. And table tennis is kind of the engine that they used to practice creating what would become the sort of engine for GTA. So GTA 4 and GTA 5, that engine was kind of practiced in their table tennis. And actually it was a very good table tennis game. Just as an aside, it was a great one. I've got it somewhere actually. Right. Let's go with the Hit Squad release of this because it's actually faster to load. So we'll go with the Hit Squad release of this one. I don't know what the difference is. They rarely changed. They did change versions, didn't they, based on what was loaded? I think sometimes, but not very often. They sometimes did. Mikey, another arcade game that was converted over. I quite liked Mikey. It was all about, wasn't it? It was about romancing your girlfriend. You basically had to collect sort of love letters and hearts and things like that, and then romance her and whatever else it was. So yeah, it was. I didn't mind it. It was quite a good game. I don't remember seeing the arcade version. Do you know what the funny thing is? The game that kind of makes me think of Mikey because of its sort of, I guess, American high school feel. I think that's the way that I would like to describe it. American high school feel, that sort of, those kind of brightly coloured things, is actually a modern day sort of a zombie first person sort of game, which is Lollipop Chainsaw, I think it's called, which is the one where you play the cheerleader whose boyfriend has been turned into a zombie and you carry his head round with a chainsaw. It's proper pulp, isn't it? That's real pulp, isn't it? When you combine all those things together, it's like those things that Quentin Tarantino did for a bit in the middle there. What was the one with the car that had Kurt Russell in it? It's like the sort of the bad guy. There was some kind of evil car that he drove, and then there was the Planet Terror, wasn't there? With Rose, what's she called? She used to be in Charmed, the TV show Charmed, and she had like a leg that was like a machine gun. Yeah, exactly, that kind of thing. It's just a bit mental, really. The whole process is a bit crazy, if that makes sense. So, yeah. Bit mental. We had some mental things, to be honest with you. If you've not seen it already, I do recommend watching my video on Trivial Pursuit. I was asked if I could do that by the grader 600. He asked very nicely if I could do that because it was his mum used to play it, all the adults in his family used to play it when he was a kid. So I played it. I did really badly. My general knowledge seems to be very poor, to be honest with you. Really poor. I think I only retain what's useful realistically. And most of my stuff that's useful is to do with Spectrums, to be honest. Only retain that information. Spectrums and other computer games and consoles. Yeah, if it had been grilled me about comics, movies of a certain generation, 80s to 90s, maybe early 2000s, and if it had grilled me about Spectrum's microcomputers and consoles, I would have been absolutely spot on, probably. I would have probably been able to get, 3 out of 100 or something like that. I would have been much better, higher percentile there with the whole thing. But history and art and literature and things like that, and although I like a bit of art and literature, I'm not big on literature, but I do like art. I don't think I'd have done particularly. I don't think I'd have done well. I wouldn't have done as well, basically. I didn't do as well. Apologies for the sniffing. As I say, very bunged up for some reason. It's not like the people smoke nowadays, though. People used to smoke once upon a time, and nowadays they just pop out the back, and that's about the size of it, realistically. They're out the back doing the whole thing. It's weird this squad thing hasn't got a loading screen. Maybe that's how they saved 30 seconds by not having a loading screen. Possibly. Don't know. Odd one. How's your week been? Have you been busy? Have you ever done anything good? Anything bad? Something in between? I tell you what, as well also it not annoyed me, but I wasn't surprised when it happened. Is the new Evercade Versus, which I'm very if you're a collector, do recommend. I don't know, I know it's that dirty word emulation, but as a collector of cartridges and things and licensed products which support the developers of the things in the first place, I got to admit that the Evercade is kind of grabbing me correctly, and the pricing is good as well. So I have to admit that didn't load. So we might have to go back to the original here. Let's see what happens. Original and Mikey. This is ridiculous. Yeah, it's grabbed me, but the Evercade Versus, which is like the sort of TV screen console rather than a handheld, that has been delayed until early December because they quite literally, and to be fair, this is the way you have to, this is the way you do it, right? When you don't want to upset the people who have either backed or pre-ordered or whatever else is, you literally tell us what's happening. So the magical thing here, they literally told us, they're like, we literally couldn't secure a shipping container from China. We've managed to secure one for this date. This is when it's leaving port, and this is when we expect it, based on the timings of usual shipping traffic. You can't really... That's the best way to do it. And although you might be disappointed because it hasn't arrived when you thought it was going to arrive, that's the best way to deal with people. Just going, we'll get to you when we get to you, is not the best sort of way of doing it, and especially at the current day and age where everything's on a massive delay. Nothing will give you a real deadline or a date when it will arrive. I mean, even if you're ordering literally from Amazon at the moment, and you've got the Prime, where most is meant to arrive so next day mostly, you're finding now there's a 3-day delay on most things. So the idea is to basically, if you tell people what's going to happen, so the Versus has been held up. Those who have ordered the Founders Edition, which is like the first 5,000 that are coming out, which includes me, and you can get your name in it as well, on it. Founders Edition, and also includes like 150 games because they include all of the arcade games as well with it, and the price wasn't too bad, so I was like, yeah, I've got to do that. The Founders Edition is the one coming out first. They're doing those, and they should arrive slightly before the other ones. But as I say, they're being really open and honest about it. I mean, they've had delays on cartridge production as well in the past. You've been a month late with those, but it's all happened. It's just the production's there. It's just not getting there at the moment. Everything's on a massive delay. The whole world went into sleep, as we know, for the pandemic, and production went to sleep, and shipping and all the other bits and pieces went to sleep because it had to. I mean, that was the thing, was it had to, because we were in the middle of a pandemic, and we still are. I mean, it's still ongoing. I think we very smugly sort of vaccinated in the UK, but it doesn't stop you getting COVID. It just stops it transmitting so readily. So we're there, but the thing is, the production went slow, and everybody went slow, and a combination of a lot of things, and so you have to wait. But there's nothing wrong with that. We're you're cool as long as people tell you what's going on. It's when people don't tell you what's going on that it gets all a bit. It gets all a bit nasty. I mean, actually talking about Konami, because they're right there on the screen. Looking at Konami, we've got they did the PC Engine, and they didn't really do anything to tell us what was going on with it. They were very quiet about the delays because it appeared right in the centre of the pandemic, the PC Engine Mini. And by the way, I highly recommend those. I mean, if you can get one, I still recommend it. I think you very much get your money's worth. I think there's 60 games on it in total. Is that right? I want to get it down now and tell you. Hang on a second. I can see it from where I'm standing, so you just stay there. Or sitting, should I say. You can't have a tape error on that. That's not very good. Hang on. Pause. We'll try it again. Just grabbing this thing. Just grabbing it. Just above you. Hang on. I'm there. I've got the PC on. Right. Sorry. Actually, I help clear my head standing up like that. So it comes with, of course, there's no actual physical number on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16, 32, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57. It says 57 games. However, there are also 2 hidden games on it because they actually had a bit of fun with us and you know what? There's a lot to be said for manufacturers to have a bit of fun with us. There is actually a way to access other games within it and access different menus. It's blooming brilliant for that reason. I did do a video on it. I don't know if I showed how to get to those menus and those extra games. It has quite a lot of shoot-'em-ups if you like shoot-'em-ups. It has a number of other games. The one thing that's a little bit of a disappointment is there's a game called Snatcher on it, which is a CD game for the PC Engine, and that CD game, unfortunately, is not translated into English, so it's in Japanese, so you can't really play it. And as it's an adventure game, it's kind of a little bit moot, that one, so you kind of lose that one. But as a device and plugging it all in, it's really, really, really good. I can highly recommend those. But Konami failed to tell us what was going on with shipping with it, and then they got a lot of moans and a lot of backlash from the whole thing, as you might expect, because they didn't tell us that it was going to be slightly delayed or where it was within the process cycle, and as a result they got this terrible backlash. And then they did, and then they finally did, and then they got the finger out and told us what was going on. But it's because they'd kind of gone with to get the sort of British release of it, you have to go. It was exclusively with Amazon, so I've got the grey one, which kind of matches up with it's a Core FX style one PC Engine. They went with Amazon, and Amazon also just pushed back dates and didn't tell us really what was going on. So there was this. It was pretty poor sort of communication on it, and I think that's the key to a lot of things. The key to a lot of being upset or disgruntled by things is quite often the. I'm a little worried that that's shifted there. That's a kind of a weird signal going on with that one. Fingers crossed. Anyway. So, the Core FX sort of, or the release of this it's communication at the end of the day, isn't it? If you communicate well, then you're all okay. Obviously there's twofold here. There is also, there's things going on, for instance, in the sort of the Kickstarter sort of sphere at the moment, where people are looking for extra money and backing for things that should have been completed already. And those ones are like, well, we need more money, and that's sometimes bad. That's really weird. It's not working off there. That's really, 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 really weird and really annoying, because I can't see where's my blooming copy of Mikey. I'm trying to find my copy. Yeah, but the Kickstarter thing, I've got people sort of searching for things. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll see if we can find ping pong. We'll go to ping pong. That must be on there somewhere. So hang on. Let's just do a new one there. Let's do ping pong. Stop that one. Ping pong. As a Hit Squad release, let's do that one. That must be the original. That must be the one I'm thinking of. This must be the Konami release of ping pong. I'm just gonna have a look again. Run like eyes along the shelves while you watch the ping pong load. Look, watch the ping pongs. Look at it. It's beautiful. Stay there. Hang on, I'm looking across the room. Where's my copy of Mikey at? I know I've got one. Definitely got a copy of Mikey. Where are you, Mikey? Definitely here somewhere. I've got the box somewhere and everything. Ugh. So annoying that I can't find it. So annoyed. Where are we at? I could have sworn I had it on a hit squad as well, which is even worse because I'm absolutely convinced I got it on a hit squad. This will teach me never to tidy. Oh, that's not loaded either. Oh, we're doing really well. Right, okay, that's going really, really well. Congratulations to the whole thing. Quick, fill. Must fill. Right, what we got? What we got to fill with? I've got something to fill with. Hang on. Let's fill with something else. Quickly. Ag! All these games, nothing to fill with. Let me just see what I've got. Konami's tennis. That'll do. It's not ping pong, but it'll do. It's Konami's tennis. We'll have Konami's tennis for a second. So I've got that on tape. I've got that on a hit squad. So we're all good with that. So we'll do a Konami tennis quickly. Load that. Let's load Konami tennis while I look. I can't quite believe that I can't find this. I can't actually, because I'm rubbish at putting things away. I'm really rubbish at putting stuff away. Aha! I found something. I have found the Imagine Konami's Coin Up Hits tapes. And one of the sides has Mikey and Pong on it. We're all good. That must have been recorded off the Konami Hits then. That must be it. It must be the one. But we've got it. I found it. I don't know what I'm loading here now. Oh, tennis, that's right. We're waiting for Konami tennis. Well, might as well do the tennis while we're here. As we started, I have found it. I found my Konami Coin Up Hits tape. I just spotted it there, at the corner of my eye, just hidden on the very top shelf, quite high up actually, right next to the ceiling, because my shelves go right up to the ceiling. I've shelved all the way up because you want to use every bit of space you've got. However, there's a bit above the door that frame that really annoys me because it's not filled. At some point, I'll need that door frame filled with some extra space so that I can get even more plastic tat on there. Huge amounts of plastic tat. So we're going for it. I don't know how long this takes to load, but yeah, Konami's Tennis. This is another Konami game. Actually, this is quite good if I remember rightly. What are the controls? IK JL. Okay. And symbol shift. Oh, I can do that. IKJL and symbol shift. There we go. Got time to load it. What a tangent that was, wasn't it? We went off. Went properly off piste. Just disappeared completely down one of the black runs for fun. Anyway, let's just rewind that other tape while we're waiting for this one to work. That Konami, by the way, I do recommend. I know that people don't collect compilations, but I do recommend the Konami sort of one because you get Hyper Sports, you get Yeah Kung Fu, and you also get Green Beret, which is a fantastic game. We've already just seen how good it is, and then you've got the ping pong and the Mikey, and the ping pong is actually very good on the Spectrum. This is why we moved on to the Rockstar Table Tennis, which is obviously the engine for GTA 4. And then, of course, became the stock product for GTA 5, of course. So that's how we got to there. That's how we got there. There we go. Actually, looking at that tape we've just done, that Green Bray and whatever else, I suspect it's been copied off that Konami collection. I suspect that's where it came from. On the mini fronts, though, the other mini that I do think's worth owning and having, but unfortunately it's quite expensive. I also think the Sega Astro City Mini is worth having. It's just a shame they don't really release it. You can get it from Funstock in the UK, but they didn't really release it in the UK. It was released in Japan. I got mine from Japan. And that's an absolutely fantastic game, which for a console that contains, I think it's 20 or maybe more. Is it 30? That's another one. I can't grab it at the moment. I can't see it. What kind of? I think it could have been 37 games, actually. 37 arcade games that would have worked on the Astro City Mini system. If you don't know what an Astro City Mini is, it's an arcade machine that had a standard board that allowed you to insert multiple games into. So it had 37 games. I don't think you can include one of them, because one's that's built into it. So in Japan, you couldn't sell just the hardware to run games. You had to sell it with a game installed into it. I don't know what the legal requirement was, but there was a legal requirement that it had to come with a game included. So they have this like black and white game where it's kind of an arrow chases another arrow around it. It's ridiculous, really, but it's quite interesting to see that was one of the stipulations for producing arcade games back in the 90s. What a weird thing it is, but it does come with the only time that technically and legally the Revenge of Death Adder is actually released on. It's very good, that kind of way. Those are some of the things that are there. But it's a really, honestly, as a device, that's another one of my faves. I also like I hate to say it, but I also like the Neo Geo one that was released. That only had 20 games on it. I know that did for sure. And it was emulation and whatever else it is, and people complained and this, that, and the other. But it actually was okay. Options 4. Controls to player 1. Oh, I can redefine the keys. Cool. Up, down, left, right, fire. Cool. Main menu 3. I was hoping I could do that. 1 player game. There we go. I don't think I've ever played Konami's Tennis. It's not that was a bit me being naff. Oh, that's fault. There we go. He's hit it back. And swinging like mad and missing. I don't think I've ever played this. Oh, missed it. Rubbish. You're going to completely win this, computer. Oh, hit it back. Rubbishly. Game. This is not the game I wanted to play, by the way. I was hoping to play. Come on, then. Oh, I got it. That was wildly miscalculated. Oh, I think I scored a point. I did. It's not very much in the way of sound effects, is there? Oh, hit the net. Right, I've had enough of that already. Let's go. Let's get on to the good stuff. Let's get on to Mikey and Co. Don't think I've ever played that one, to be honest with you. It's all right. Not brilliant. It's okay. Let's go down here. Let's load this. Load it. Let's give it a go. There we are. Excellent. Where are we at? That's loaded. Anyway. What was I saying? I can't even remember what I was saying. I was on a rampage of words, and then now I've completely stopped. That was good terminology, wasn't it? A rampage of words. I would think that's probably reasonable to say about me when it comes to actually chatting. A rampage of words. I was quite keen on Mikey back in the day as well. I definitely remember. I don't know whether I had the original, whether I had the Hit Squad version of it. Can't remember. It's kind of, as I say, it was a very 80s, 90s thing, wasn't it? It was very, that sort of, John Cusack holding a radio standing outside of your house kind of thing, wasn't it? Was that John Cusack? I think it was, wasn't it? He stood outside with holding a radio in the rain or something like that, getting electrocuted by it. Or maybe it wasn't in the rain. Either way, that's a much better loading screen than either of those two other ones. The other one didn't have one, and the other one didn't do it. That's the loading screen I was expecting. You see, there's everybody chasing him. There's his love-struck girlfriend in the background, a chef with a pie thing, and somewhere behind there's an American footballer. That's what I was expecting when I was looking at it. That's the loading screen. That's what's on the front cover of the box. It's a great loading screen. It's amazing what they could do with the graphics, really, wasn't it? You know, they really did force it into the Spectrum, and it was just. And that bright sort of neon never was never enough. You know, whenever I play Commodore 64 games, and I play other systems games. I play the Amstrad systems games, and the Amstrad actually has a proper arcade palette, but it has to be a low resolution, whereas the Spectrum has that sort of bright colours at a higher resolution, you know, just sort of in your face pinks and blues and all that kind of stuff. And as I have to say, the proper arcade palette really went to the Amstrad. But the Spectrum did all the bright colours as well. You know, only to the 7 colours it could do, or the 8 colours it could do. But it still was beautiful. It just something loud and garish about it that I actually really liked. I think that's one of the things I really liked about the Spectrum, how loud and garish. And the funny thing about it is, I would have to load my Spectrum on the one telly in the house that we had back in the day when I was a kid. So I had to have sort of shared specific times. You know, I could play it between, say, 4 and 5 on a weekday, and occasionally in the mornings on a Saturday and a Sunday. And that gave me access to a colour telly at some point. You know, that's what we'd have it on. But when I had it in my room as a kid, and I was finally allowed a telly, I had a black and white TV that you had to tune in, and I had it on, and everything. We played everything in black and white, but even with seeing it in black and white, I always could have imagined the colours. And funnily enough, it wasn't really a surprise when we actually got to putting it on in the first place. It was not a surprise of sort of colours and all this kind of stuff. There we go, some hearts going around on the screen. Come on then. Right, okay. So, left, right, shout, throw. Okay. Right, so I think we have to butt people off their chairs to get the hearts. That's right. And you can do it in order. You've got to avoid the teacher. Yep, as long as you're sitting down, he doesn't mind you. Okay. So, and then this one for the final points. And then I had to get out of this lesson, because I'm trying to get to my girlfriend. There we go, and we made it. That was an easy one, first off. Got to avoid the janitor. And I've got to go in this one. There we go. It's the next level. Now, can't remember what you have to do here. Oh, he's right on me. I tried shouting at him there. That didn't work. How do I get the stuff out of these ones? Do I shout at them? I don't know if you shout at them to get them. Ah, you shout at them. That's right, you shout at these ones to get them out. Yeah, so he shouted these to get rid of them. Janitor's going to chase me. Everybody's chasing me. Now we try and change direction there. Oh, God. It's just a chasing game now. They're chasing me. I'm a bad boy. Just trying to get to my girlfriend with my love letters. That's what it's all about. And if you collect them, obviously, in the order they're flashing, you get more points. Here we go. I'm a bad lad. But I'm out. That's it. And then we need to go down to this one. The teacher's chasing me still. I'm still in trouble. I'm in here. Oh, we've got to shout at these and collect them off the floor. So it's like a bit like Pac-Man, but obviously a bit more dangerous with these guys doing what they're doing. It's a very loved up little young man, isn't he? He's very loved up. I say young man, he's about the same size as those blooming teachers and things. Blooming heck! I think we can pick up things to throw though, can't we? I think we can get the bread now. So they've got these bread roll things here. I think we can pick these up. I think we can pick them up and throw them at them. Yeah. And I can throw meat at them. Yeah. Puts them right off. Here, have some meat. There we go. Yeah, if we give them meat, that puts them off attacking me. Give them a big chicken, and that's them happy. And then we go out of the canteen. Hold on. We're almost there. I'm doing well, actually. There's the janitor. Let's get in here. Almost to the girlfriend. Okay. Oh God! The aerobics class. Oh, she went a bit mental down the bottom there. Did you see that? She was all over the place. Look, she's gone there as well. Crazy dancing. Oh no, they don't hurt me. They just do. I get sort of overwhelmed by the experience. I was so close. I can feel. Do you know what? I could feel the end there with the whole thing. Do I get my name in? Yeah, here we go. I rather like that game. It's very playable, actually. It's very well designed and sort of very playable. But you have to know what you're meant to do in each level. So first level, you've got to use the sort of shove thing to shove them off the seats to get to the hearts, and then you've got to know that the shove also picks stuff up so you can throw it later. So there's a little bit of a learning curve with that one. So but yeah, that was quite good, that one. Oh wow, where did that come from? Okay, so let's do the last one. This is ping pong. I can't remember how I got ping pong. I'm going to guess it was a Hit Squad again, because I used to buy, Hit Squad or re-releases as the cheaper way of doing it. Obviously, I originally would have wanted the double dual case, but we used to, you obviously get what you get what you're given, if that makes sense. You get what you could get with your pocket money, realistically. So ping pong to finish. I love the way it didn't work on the other thing. That was brilliant. Put my Hit Squad back on the shelf. I don't really have many hit squads. I think it's an expensive one to collect that. I like people collecting collections. I think it's nice that they're collecting collections, but that's an expensive one. That really is. It's a bit like me though. I mean, I've got a Sega Master System collection, and it's almost there. It's so close, and I'm getting to that point where it's like if you want some of the top end games, because they're quite uncommon or they were quite late releases, that I'm into the £150 for a game, and I'm like, can I really be bothered at this point with those ones? I mean, I'm so close, but can I really be bothered? I mean, do I not just want to wait another I could wait another 10 years and start picking them up when everybody's forgotten all about them, if that makes sense, because the bubble will burst on the whole retro thing at some point. So there'll be me and about 2 other people who have got a complete collection at that point. I don't know. I'm guessing so. Collecting's quite nice if you're happy with what you're collecting, if that makes sense. I quite like. I mean, I think I just collect Spectrum games. I think that's my big thing. I just collect them, if that makes sense. I often go to the Retro Cavern for games. I quite like going there. And I've got a few from Sinclair for sale on Facebook as well at this point. So I've got a few things, and I've collected a few things from there, and I've got things from friends, and you get them from obviously through eBay and stuff like that. But of course, the eBay they believe that if they've got a Spectrum game that says checkered flag on it, it's worth a tenner. That's what they currently believe, I think, on eBay. I think that's the thing. I saw something recently that said it was ultra rare, and it was like that ultra rare with the @ signs. Ultra rare, and it was like Scrabble and checkered flag and make a chip, and I was like, really, you know, you're going to put ultra rare on it, and just because it's a thing. If it's old, it must be ultra rare. Really, it's not going to be ultra rare. It's not the case at all. So definitely not ultra rare, I'm afraid. But yeah, it happens, doesn't it? It does happen. But I don't mind. I quite like it. I've become a little bit more selective. I used to, at the very early days of sort of collecting again, I would just buy bundles, huge bundles with loads and loads of things. And I remember sending off emergency parcels to a couple of my friends at the early days as well. It's like, here you go, there's 20 plus games in it for you. You know, there's just have those and have that lot, because they're literally duplications. You know, here, have that little lot, you have that little lot. And I don't really have that level of duplication now. I still have some, but only because I kind of like it, if that makes sense. So I've got like a couple of copies of Jetpack because I like Jetpack, and I've got a couple of copies of Attic Attack because I like Attic Attack, and I've got a couple of copies of Space Raiders because I like Space Raiders, and I don't know why I've kept them. I suppose I can record them all. But the thing about it is that if you notice with PlayZX there, it can be a bit hit and miss whether they actually do load. I mean, we had better with Mikey, for instance. None of the ones that were on there that were available loaded. But where we've got the tape cassette here, much better chance of getting it working. So I'm going to play a game. Let's see what we got here. 1, yep. 5. Ooh, right. Smash, serve, drive, cut, backwards. Okay, interesting. At level 1. Right. That's serve. Oh, hit the net. 1 point to them. He's just laughing over there. Look at them laughing. Oh, I think I've got push a backhand or something like that, because it's just about floating around the screen, isn't it? It follows it. There we go. Smash. No, don't want to smash it. Oh, it's a weird one, this one, because you have to do... Yeah, so you do that. And then we can drift it back. And yeah, so you just swing in the bat. The bat follows it perfectly, but you just have to hit the right button for what you're doing. Oh, I got a point. There we go. Oh, I hit the wrong way there. Should have put the backhand on to swap it round. Yeah, remember this. It was really confusing because it made no sense. Well, it did make sense, but... Yeah, that's it. It works alright. Oh, out! I knew I was going to hit it too far there. You've got to get nice and high for a smash. That's what I wanted to. Yeah, it's only serve as one button, right, okay. Look at that, I'm rubbish. I did actually remember playing this quite a lot back in the day. Damn you, you idiot. You idiot! Should have turned the other way. I think, how many points does it go to? Is it like... Oh... I think, is it 11 points or something it goes to? It's a funny number of points. Slow return. Slow return. Smash. Smash. Got it! Scored 1 point! Yeah! Those nice are the ones you want. There we go. Nice slow ball back. The mail has just arrived. Oh, scored a point. My wife's just put the mail on the floor. It looks like books, but I think they're for my daughter. I'm getting to the hang of it now. There's a nice slow ball back to you. Get that. Take a bit of that. Oh, missed it. Idiot. Level 1. I assume level 1 was the easiest, of course. There was a massive assumption there that level 1 was the easiest. We're getting there. I'm actually getting that. Look at this. It's a nice rally, isn't it? Oh, bums. CPU wins. I knew it did. I knew it was still 11. I knew it was 11. Definitely knew it was 11. Anyway, we'll leave it there. Thank you for joining me. Yeah, I've been your host, Real Genetic Demon. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next week. See you soon. Bye-bye now.